Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a slightly different video compared to normal because all of my videos so far have been travel related, but this one's going to be a little bit different. But at the same time, it's very, very relevant to, well, how things have been with me as of late. So, and of course, because of the COVID-19 situation, if you've been in some kind of like lockdown or quarantine, then I've seen it as a golden opportunity to self-develop. And I know that there's a lot of people who have also done the same thing because, as much as it sucks that you're in like isolation, particularly if you're by yourself most of the time, it is a very good opportunity actually to kind of maybe have a look at yourself and just like focus on areas where you can really like develop more as a human being, because at the end of the day I think it's a very good mentality to have, to just keep on improving as you go along. And my experience in Sri Lanka has been one of the most significant chapters of my life, I have to say, even though I've been traveling for a long time and there's been a lot of other things going on. The reason why it's so significant is because for a long time I was hanging around with like friends who pretty much had a lot of things going on in the business world. Normally, I was used to interacting with people who pretty much like lived the backpacker kind of lifestyle like I did, where, we just use traveling as a way of exploring and just having all of these new experiences and just experiencing all of these new cultures and everything else on top of it. But I think, being in an expat community, well, it doesn't matter whether it's Sri Lanka or anywhere else really, but if you're not used to hanging around that environment, then I really think it opens up your eyes to maybe get in. I mean, I do believe that I've had a very good work-life balance, but I think the biggest take that I've had is to actually follow a career that I really want to do. So it's been really good in that way. And as a result, when it came down to lockdown in Sri Lanka and even here in quarantine, I've just used it as an opportunity to research a lot of ways to actually, keep on developing, as a person in general, but also following certain dreams that I have when it comes to careers. Um, and it's been great. I mean, I feel like personally I've made a lot of progression, and I'm sure it's the same thing with any of you guys who've been doing a similar strategy. However, the reason I'm making this video though is because there is a little bit of a danger where you can really get into like an addiction of like research and self-improvement videos or self-development videos or articles, anything like that. And it can take your eye off the ball a little bit when it comes to applying these things that you've actually learned, because you're so focused on continuing to find ways to get better, or ways that you feel that you can improve by getting the right advice required. And I think it's very easy to forget that the most important thing, and I'm really glad that I recognize this very quickly, because I know that with a lot of people, this can be a very long-term kind of thing where they end up procrastinating a lot more, and then they find out that they don't really actually get anything done despite doing all of the research, because they completely overwhelm themselves with all this information. And of course, if you put in too much information into your mind, it's very difficult to take on board what it is you're actually what you're actually trying to get out of it. So yeah, the message I want to say is that yes, it's really, really good to make the most out of, doing the research required if you're in a lockdown situation, to try and like find out, what other aspects that you can add to your purpose in life, which is obviously a positive thing. However, if you're not in a situation where you're strictly in the lockdown, then do not get into the habit, guys, of just continuing to watch videos, read articles. Get out there and do it. Just apply what you've learned and then do it that way, because that's the only way that you can succeed in these new goals that you've added to your life, or goals that you already had, where you're trying to add a few dimensions to them. So I mean, it's really, really great to try and like self-develop and self-improve. But just remember that, you know, you already have a lot to offer, guys. You do, and I think it's all about finding a balance between finding areas where you can, you know, improve, but don't focus on that too much, because it can make you think that, you know, you might be lacking a little bit more than you actually are, because, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, the fact that you're actually looking to do self-development in the first place is a really good sign. It shows that, you know, you're very well driven, and, you know, you definitely have a good understanding on what you're capable of and what you can definitely achieve. On top of what, even if you have been successful up to this point, then, you know, it's good to just keep on going and try to build on that and make things even better as you go along. However, just don't get trapped into becoming addicted to, you know, over researching, and actually get out there and do it when you have the chance. And that's why I'm making this video, really, is because I think, you know, if you're alone and isolated because of COVID-19, it can be very testing mentally, and it can make you overthink a little bit, for sure. And that's not what you want at the end of the day. It's really good to, like, you know, analyze what's been going on up until this point, and finding out areas where you can make life even better than what it already is. But yeah, just don't overdo it. Just as soon as you get the freedom again, then just make the most out of it, guys, and use what you've learned, or what you've properly taken on board. And if you put it into practicality, then yeah, you're going to really, really succeed, particularly if you have the drive and dedication already on top of what you've learned. So yeah, just thought I'd make a video about that. I know it's not the normal one that I make, but I thought it was relevant to people who are, you know, in like an isolated situation during COVID. So I thought it was necessary. And yeah, I just hope it's been quite helpful to you. And yeah, I'll make another video again soon, guys. But in the meantime, again, thank you for your help, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.